Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this virtual college exploration for all Illinois students. This is sponsored by Illinois Association for College Admission Counseling and StriveScan. So just a couple housekeeping rules. First of all, my name is Mary Ward. I am a member of IACAC, and you are all on mute and no cameras on. So the panelists cannot see you or hear you, but definitely you can ask questions through the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. They will talk about how they're gonna deal with those questions, but then also these sessions are gonna be recorded. So you can also see this session probably in about a week on our website at www.iacac.org. And there's plenty of other sessions to watch as well. So please check out the website for the other sessions. Make sure you sign up for some more sessions because there's a lot of information out there. So at this time, I will turn it over to our panelist. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Jackson, and I am a representative from Southern Illinois University Carbondale for the Chicagoland region.
And hello, everybody. I'm super excited to be here. My name is Jordan. I am an admissions coordinator at SIU for the Northern Illinois and Iowa region. So I work mostly with western suburbs and pretty much everywhere in between there and the edge of Iowa. So really excited to see you guys. If any of my students are here, feel free to let me know by email or text or whatever. And we're going to hopefully give you some really good information for you to take home. And Rachel's going to start us off here.
All righty. So SIU Carbondale is about, give or take, about 4.5 hours away from Chicago. Our student-teacher ratio is 13:1. So that just means that class sizes are relatively smaller. You will have lecture classes going into your junior and senior year, but majority of your classes will be smaller. Having a 13:1 faculty-student ratio just means that you can have that one-on-one relationship with your professors. Uh-oh, you're still muted, Jordan.
All right, here we go. Have a sharing screen technical difficulties, but we're good to go now. So the reason I am the person to talk about SIU here and Carbondale and the whole region is because I'm actually from Carbondale. I grew up down the street, and this was my playground when I was a little kid. And I love Carbondale. Both of my parents graduated from SIU. My older brother graduated from SIU, so I've been here for quite a while. I'm 26 years old now, and of course, I work as an admissions coordinator, so I am now in the process of helping new Salukis find their home. So to me, Carbondale is a place where you kind of get to get away from your home, whether you're coming from upstate, where a lot of our students are from, or you're coming from out of state. You get to come down to Southern Illinois, and you get to enjoy the natural beauty of the area. And we're affectionately known as Little Egypt, and you'll notice if you're down here that a lot of our businesses and our newspaper, everything associated with SIU has a little bit of an Egyptian theme. And it goes along with our mascot as well, the Salukis, which I love and are beautiful dogs. But in general, if you like being outside, if you like being in nature, this is the place for you. We do have the wine trail, so if any parents are really interested in checking out what our tourism has to offer, it's actually our biggest economy in the area. So come down, take a look. We have plenty of places to stay, and you'll have a blast. We have campus visits open right now. And by the way, if you guys have any questions now or throughout the presentation here, feel free to send them in. We can answer them at the end, or if we feel like it's something that goes along with our presentation, then we'll address it and hopefully help you guys as much as possible. So when it comes to Carbondale, know that you're getting a small town, yet a close-knit community, a very diverse community, and lots of opportunity along the way and chances to change the world from, a decent sized campus, but a small community. And that's really what we emphasize, because if you're coming to Carbondale, you're not passing by. You're coming to have a good time. You're coming to stay. You're coming to learn. You're coming to have fun. As far as transportation goes on campus, this is something where you basically will come down here and everything is for free if you're a freshman, unless you have a car. And if you do have a car, you can have it as a freshman, and you just have to pay for a parking sticker for September to September is about $140. Not too bad. And it also can be kept right next to your residence hall. So the convenience is really nice. But the Saluki Express runs all over town, all over campus. It goes kind of to the greater region of Southern Illinois. So anytime you guys need a trip to class or a trip to town, a trip to wherever in the Carbondale area, the Saluki Express is ready and waiting to take you there. So as a freshman, do you need a car? No. Can you bring a car? Yes. And it depends on, person to person, whether you feel like you would want to have it by. We do have a lot of students that take bikes to class. Usually the walking distance is not too bad. So it's not something where you need one, but we do have that option. And of course we have Uber and Lyft in town as well. So if that's something that you're used to using, and maybe you're coming from a big city and you're like, what the heck, where do I get around down there? We do have those options as well. So the transportation is pretty easy and for the most part, very cost effective, especially for freshmen. This is one of the more exciting parts of being a potential freshman at SIU. With university housing right now, we have basically a situation where as long as you contract within a reasonable time period, you will get your own room, suite style. So we have the biggest rooms of any state university for 2 people usually, and now you get it all to yourself. So I hope there's some smiles, coming across your faces, because I know when you're 18 years old, you don't really want to be living with some random 18-year-old. Sometimes you're coming from a bigger room that you're used to when you're growing up, and you're in this little closet with another person. Like, what's going on here? But at SIU, you get to be comfortable, you get to be safe and secure, situated, and you can also, if you have a friend that you wanted to room with, but you like your own space, you could actually share a suite with them. And so all you would share is a bathroom situation with one person, which would be in effect a toilet and a shower. And so you'd only have to figure out those time periods that you'd need to share with your suite mate. And from there, it's your own space. And that picture in the top left there, or top middle left, is Thompson Point. That's one of our residence halls. Absolutely beautiful. You get to live on a lake as a college student. How cool is that? And we do have 2 beds for every room. So if you push them together, they're quite bigger, quite a lot bigger than your typical dorm room bed. So our residence hall situation is a lot of fun right now, and our retention rate is really high. And as well as getting your own room, you get your own sink and your own mirror to go along with all of the luxurious items that are a part of our housing at the moment. And you do get laundry usage for free as well. So no more throwing quarters down the tubes. So at the moment, we got one of the coolest housing situations in the country, in my opinion. Living learning communities is something that you can take a part of if you want to live with other people in your college, similar majors, people that are like-minded, and they usually live on the same floor together. And that is optional for most majors. There's only like 1 or 2 that require you to be in there. But it is recommended. It comes with high GPA correlation. So if it's something you want to look into, I would recommend reaching out. To go along with university housing right now is our anytime dining plan, anytime meal plan, which means I get to eat anytime I want. Of course, I'm faculty right now, and due to COVID, we're not allowed in. We don't get the spoils that the students get. So you guys get to eat anytime you want. There's no amount of meals, no amount of swipes that you can do. It's just whenever you want to go to eat at the dining halls, you go, you swipe in, make sure you're a student, you're good to go. You go as many times as you want. Nobody's going to judge you. You just take care of business and do whatever you'd like, get some food in you. And this slide does highlight the grill at True Blood. So if you guys ever go out to like a hibachi grill for dinner, it's a night out, it's exciting, you're with your family, it's pretty expensive, right? As a student, again, where they're very spoiled, they get this option pretty much every single day. So you can pick your protein, vegetables, noodles, rice, sauces, and they will cook it up for you right in front of you. They got the chef ready to go. And so 1 to 2 minutes later, and you've got a nice little meal. So it is a good time to be a student at SIU and living on campus, that's for sure. And keep any questions coming, guys.
Alrighty, so at SIUC, we have what's called Division I sports. So students can attend sporting events free of cost. You would just need your student ID. With your student ID, you can access any basketball event, football event, or any sporting event that SIU has to offer. Our newest sports team is going to be our women's soccer. We're really, really excited about having a women's soccer team at SIU. Having some technical difficulties here, guys. Give me 1 second. I do apologize. All righty. Get involved. So there are tons of student organizations at SIU for students to be a part of, student organizations and clubs. We have over 300, we call them RSOs. RSO is a registered student organization. We have over 300 registered student organizations for students to participate in. The good thing is that, let's say you're interested in starting a dance club or a particular, another club that SIU may not offer. You can start your own. You would just need a faculty advisor to kind of back you up, but you can start your own organization if that's something that you are interested in. Definitely get involved. One thing I can mention about myself when I was an undergrad student is that my freshman year, I was homesick. I came home literally every weekend. I missed my mom's cooking and I wanted to be with my family. Once I got involved on campus, I didn't come home. Summers would roll around and my mom was like, "Are you coming home?" I'm like, "No, I'll be here." I got involved. I joined organizations, and that kind of helped to form the community that I needed, being away from home and away from my family and friends. Get in on this. So we have quite a few clubs and organizations. We also have a study abroad program that we highly recommend students participate in. Students can study abroad from anywhere from 1 week an entire semester. So that means that you will be taking a class in another country, earning your credit in another country. We also have a career development center. At our career development center, they help you prepare for mock interviews. They'll give you a mock interview if you're preparing for an interview. They'll also take a look at your resume. So if you're prepping for a job while you're a student at SIU, or if you're preparing for a job when you're ready to graduate, our Career Development Center is awesome. You definitely want to participate in that and get that encouragement and get that feedback that you need to get that job that you're applying for. We also have a Disability Support Service Center. So if you need accommodations in different classes, if you need additional test taking time, if you need someone to assist with taking notes, you definitely want to speak with someone from our Disability Support Services Center.
And I should mention, Rachel, that I was on a 504 plan in high school. So for anybody out there that may not know what that means or does, it was to do with my ability to focus in classrooms. And I was able to get the 504, which helped me with test taking and focusing on taking notes, things like that. And I was able to come to SIU. Me and my mom, when I was 17, entering college, we talked to the Disability Support Services and immediately were able to get the program set up. It took me less than an hour and a half. So if you feel like you really struggle with certain things in the classroom at high school and you have resources that are set up to help you, and you're afraid to go off to a big college and you feel like you'll get lost, it's a big deal here. We really focus on all the resources that students may need. And I was just one of many people that use those resources, and it's a lot of help. It really is. Sean asked, is there an honors program for students on a pre-med track? Just to let you guys know, our honors program is for all students. There's an application online that you can fill out, and from there, once you fill that out, they will let you know. They'll contact you and ask for more information. They'll let you in. They'll basically just work with you and figure things out everywhere from if you need more resources. We have an Achieve program that goes along with those support services, which helps people that are similar to my situation coming out of high school. They need additional support, as well as the top of the line students that are in honors programs in high school and want to take that next step to college. We have that as well, and it'll all kind of be there for you on the other side of high school, I promise. And especially with us being a mid-sized university, we have so many resources for you guys, but it's not, you don't get lost in a sea of people. And so let's get off here to our financial information. So this will be the fun part, right? So when it comes to tuition for public universities, it is locked in for 4 years. That is what Truth in Tuition means to us. We do have in-state tuition for all domestic students. So if you have any cousins or friends that are out of state thinking about, I want to get out of Iowa, I want to get out of Missouri, I want to get out of Indiana, we do charge the same amount for my little sister in Carbondale as we would for them. If you have a parent that graduated from SIU or a guardian, then legacy tuition rate is 20% off for you. So if that applies to you, then come and ask us what that means and we'll help you out. And we do give so much money to you guys. So make sure, not just us, but when you're out there looking for scholarships, try everywhere, man. Go use the internet. You guys are smart. You know what you're doing. You can find $100, $500, $1,000. It all adds up, I promise. And you're one of many because everybody's on some sort of financial assistance, pretty much. 90% of our students are. So here's the fun part. The tuition is $9,638 for 30 credit hours. So this is what it'll be if you take that amount of hours. It is per credit hour. So if you took 18, it would be more. If you took 12, it would be less. But 30 is the general amount of hours to get you graduated in 4 years' time. So that's 15 credit hours per semester, about 5 classes. Fees, they are $52.66 to start with. And if you have health insurance through your parents and you'd like to stay on that health insurance, you can actually have that refunded. And that is a $1,750 fee. So once you have that refunded, if you're in that situation, you're going to be looking around $3,700 in fees. So in totality, and with room and board, somewhere between $24,000 and $25,500 is where you're going to sit, the majority of students. If you're legacy, you're going to be sitting in the 22,000s. But room and board, just like tuition, it is what it is in terms of cost. And, once we establish this is how much you have to pay, that's where we get to go, okay, how am I going to pay for it? And everything at the bottom, you'll see estimated costs with book supplies and other living expenses. That is estimated. We do have a number that we report to the government on behalf of you guys. But again, this is very personal. The financial side of college is very important, and it's very personal to each student and each situation. So books, supplies, other living expenses may mean something completely different to one person as compared to another. So once you figure out, okay, we got $25,000 or so dollars, and this extra cost of how much does it cost to live in Carbondale, that's what you'll need to budget for. And that's where we can start moving in on that number with scholarships. So this is the fun part. We go from the worst part to the best, right? Scholarships are here to help you. The only thing is, they don't help you unless you help yourself. So to get the scholarships at SIU, the general scholarship app is where you need to start. So as soon as you're admitted, and by the way, you should all get admitted soon, right? Because we have a free application drive going on at the moment. So usually it's a $40 fee, but through October 31st, get that application in, because you don't, save $40. You can rent Mulan on Disney Plus or something. Anything you guys want to do, save that $40, keep it in the family, and get get admitted. At least you got something to talk about over Christmas break to your family who's asking, where are you going to college? You know, you want to have that answer ready to go. So as a senior, fill the application out, takes probably 10, 15 minutes. And then as soon as you're done with that, you send in your transcript and have it sent in by your school. Once you're done, once you're admitted, you're an SIU admit, that's awesome. You get to fill out this fun application. This general scholarship application basically is, who are you? What are you about? What's your family history? What have you done? What's your job experience? It's going to give you a rundown of everything that is important to you, and it'll ask about every little thing. Then, unlike years past, now it sends it to all 600 plus scholarships that we have on campus, and then we send the ones back to you that you're eligible for. So you actually don't have to do any of the work other than filling out this one page. So get admitted and then do the general scholarship application, and you've already done about 50% of the work for the next year. So, you know, congratulations. And then along with scholarships that aren't on this general scholarship app, we get to the academic scholarships. How many students here, you know, rhetorical question, but how many are stressed about test taking, ACTs, SATs? I don't know when I'm going to take it. I didn't do well. I didn't have time to prep. Everybody's going through it right now, right? It's really stressful. And colleges are like, well, we need the scores. Well, fortunately, SIU took all this into consideration and developed a new plan. We're moving forward. We're actually going to base our academic scholarships as well as admission off of your GPA. So once you're admitted with a 2.75 GPA or higher, then you do your scholarship application. We get your transcript and we go, this student has this GPA unweighted. We do take unweighted GPAs. And then we get to go, this is the most fun part of the job, right, Rachel? We go, oh, you got this scholarship. Well done. Congratulations. So 3.5 to 3.79, you get a $14,000 scholarship over your 4-year, career here. 3.0 to 3.49, you get that $10,000, and 2.75 to 2.99, you still get a $6,000 academic scholarship. Now you get to go to Christmas and you say, you know what, Grandpa, you're asking about scholarships and school. I got a $6,000 scholarship to SIU and I'm admitted and ready to go. And you may not even be coming, but you got your back pocket, ready to go. You got the trump card there. So yeah, it's a fantastic thing. We got all academic scholarships based on GPA now. And that leads into our top of the line scholarships. So if you have a 3.8 or higher unweighted GPA, if you're admitted before November 30th, which we all will be because we're all going to go home and do the application, right? Because it's free right now. Then you'll get a $30,000 scholarship to SIU. We do honor that. If you have a transcript that you need to send in December because you got just above 3.8 this last semester, then go for it. Just make sure you're admitted by that November 30th date. And if you have the 3.8 GPA or higher, then congratulations, you're having a great day now, right? And when it comes to Chancellor Scholarship, going back to the general scholarship application, once you fill that out, you'll be able to fill out your scholar application, and that will let you know if you're eligible for the Chancellor Scholarship, which means you'd get to interview, do an essay, all kinds of little things. It's not a long process. And then you get to, actually do the Zoom interviews this year. Usually it's in person, but it's going to be some sort of online one. And then you get to fight for the $102,000 scholarship. And I don't know about you, but a full ride anywhere is a pretty big deal. So if you have a 3.8 or higher and you're just discovering you have a $30,000 scholarship to SIU, you've had a nice day. If you're going, hey, I took my SAT or ACT and I did great. I'm a good test taker. I did well. Well, if you have a 3.5 or higher and a 28 or 1310, we will actually honor that top scholarship there and you will still get it. Even if you don't have a 3.8, but you have that 3.5 and you're an exceptional test taker and you got your ACT or SAT score, then congratulations, you get invited to the party as well. So welcome. I'm really excited about these scholarships. I don't know if you can tell, but I get to talk to students every day that, are kind of upset because they did 4 years of work and now one bad day of testing kind of took away their academic scholarships. And now we get the awesome, ability to say, hey, you did your work. You did a good job and you've earned your scholarship here. And so here it is. So once you get admitted, you see that $30,000 credit or that $20,000 or $14,000, into your, your bursar credit, basically. It's a good feeling. That's a great feeling, Rachel. So I love the fact that we get to tell these kids that they get to, get all this money, free money, because of the hard work they put in.
Alrighty, definitely make sure you all follow us on social media. We are on every social media platform: TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Definitely make sure that you follow us so you can stay in the loop of different events that we're having taking place on campus and virtually. Actually, we have a virtual open house coming up on this coming Monday, which is Columbus Day, from 1 to 3. So definitely follow us on social media so you can be in the loop of different events that we have coming up. Okay? And what are some questions you all have for us? Please feel free to utilize the chat.
If you guys have any questions, please let us know. Beyond questions today, just some housekeeping stuff that you guys might be interested in if you don't have specific questions. We do have campus visits open for now. There are some dates in November that are still open. And we do have one. Okay, Ryan just asked, do we have a chance to visit campus? Yes.
Great question, Ryan.
Yes, we do have campus visits open right now. We're kind of going month to month with everything. So at the moment, we're open through November. And I always recommend, well, I don't know when we're not going to be open, because you never know when you might move backwards in this COVID time. So as of now, November is the best time to get a date to visit the campus. And Ryan, if you have, you look up your coordinator or send an email to the general coordination line if you have a specific question about a date, and we can get that figured out for you. But if you just search campus visit, SIU, or daily visit, you should be able to find a day that you can come visit.
And it looks like Kendall asked, are we test blind or test optional? So we are a test optional institution. As Jordan mentioned earlier, our admissions requirements, we would need your application, which right now, as Jordan mentioned earlier, the application is free. So now is the perfect time to apply. We would also need your transcript. So your counselor or yourself can submit your transcript through Naviance, Parchment, or College Board, okay? Or your transcript can also be mailed to us, mailed to our SIU campus. So those are the ways that your transcript can be submitted to us. The GPA is a 2.75. So we do not look at your ACT or SAT scores. However, the GPA requirement is a 2.75. Now, let me say this. For those students that may not have a 2.75, that is okay. We do have an admissions program where students can still be admitted into the institution if they may not have that 2.75. So you still apply. Don't be discouraged. Still apply. Still apply now while it's free, and get that application into us. And then everything will pretty much just go from there.
Yeah, and Kendall, as I mentioned before, if you did well on your test, go ahead and send it in. We'll look at anything you send. We'll look at personal statements. We'll look at letters of recommendation. However, if you don't have the 28 or the 1310 to get that academic scholarship, but you have above a 2.75, we actually don't need to see your test at all, because it won't add to it or take away from it. So your application as a whole is complete without the test score. But if you want to send it in, maybe you just did a great job. You're like, I'm sending this to every college I know. Then go ahead and do it, and we'll take a look at it. And, that's, good job if you did a really good job on your test, and it could push you into that top level scholarship. So yeah, keep that in mind. Research opportunities for students. That's a great question, Sean. So we actually are one of the top levels of research institution. So depending on your program, you could be involved in research as early as your first week in classes. So, whenever you're asking or going on visits with other schools, ask that. Say, hey, what are your research opportunities like? And if you're not sure what research is at college or at the university level, research it a little bit more. And it's important to so many majors. So when you come into SIU as a freshman, you're able to do so many cool things. It's really kind of a trend at SIU where our students get hands-on and dirty early on. Our aviation students are flying day one. Our dental hygiene or job shadowing or beforehand. They're getting, they're taking care of patients early on. And it's just that way all over because we have a small enough amount of students to where we pay close attention and we have a lot of resources that we don't have to, give out to thousands and thousands of students, but usually for programs, it's hundreds of students. So yeah, the research opportunities here are excellent. Just the other day, Rachel, SIU apparently discovered that the Mississippi River is 3 times older than we originally thought. And that's
Wow.
one of those things where I feel blessed to work on a campus every day where down the street, there's some really smart person doing some amazing things.
Yeah.
And so it feels nice when I can say to a student, you can change the world from your residence hall room and mean it. At SIU, we have all the resources in the world to change every field. And while you're doing that research, you're helping a PhD professor get through his time as, a PhD professor. It is time consuming. They have to do research as part of their profession, as part of their job. So nobody's eyes light up more than a teacher with an engaged student. So when you get to come in and say, hey, Mr. Johnson or, Miss Ashley, what can I do to help with research in this field? And they might turn around and say, I got just the thing for you. So make sure you get involved and ask your teachers because they will be more than happy to help you with that research. And research is great for grad school. It's great for job opportunities. And if you guys have more, keep it up.
These are some great questions, you all.
Yeah, we've got another 10 or so minutes to get these questions in. So whatever you've got, we're excited to hear it. And by the way, the weather's fantastic right now. You're upstate, Rachel, but it's
Yeah, I haven't gone out, but
day.
it seems like it's nice. There's a little breeze coming in.
Beautiful day for a campus visit. It was very nice today. And yeah, I had a couple of students today that were, having a blast.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's a good one. Do you want to take that one, Jordan, or you want me to?
There's a couple of them.
Yeah.
So feel free to hop in on one if you'd like. Ryan, I am double checking on your question currently.
And Sean, that's a great question. So Sean's question is there a living learning community for honor students? I believe there is a living and learning community for students that are in the honors program. If you are interested in being in the honors program, you would just go and speak with someone from the honors department. They will take a look at your transcript and take a look at the grades that you've earned in the classes that you've taken at SIU. And then if you're interested in living in the living and learning community for honor students, you would just talk to housing and let them know that you're interested, that you're in the honors program. So this is once you've been admitted to the honors program, and then let them know that you would like to be on the living and learning floor for honor students.
Kendall asked if we had women's lacrosse. We do have clubs, club athletics. We don't have Division I, but we have club athletics for all kinds of sports. And to be honest, it's a year in, year out thing. So you may that year have it, or you could help bring it back if it's not here at the time. So I don't know about, probably not this semester due to COVID. There's a lot of things that are kind of limited. But we do have a lot of different club sports going on, including rugby. We have women playing rugby on our campus, and we have a Quidditch team. So we have all kinds of things going on, Harry Potter sports going on. Okay. Yeah, as you mentioned, we have the living learning community for honor students. And by the way, we have living learning communities for all colleges, honor students. There's an LGBTQ living learning community, and first generation living learning community.
It looks like Mackenzie asked, does SIU have a pharmacy program? We have a pre-pharmacy program. So if you did want to be a part of the pharmacy program, you would be a pre-pharmacy major. So we don't have an actual major in pharmacy. We have a pre-major in pharmacy.
However, we do have a med school, so we have the track for you to finish whatever degree you may be thinking about that goes along with that. And we have a high placement rate from our bachelor's degrees into our med schools. And Ryan, what I'm going to do for your question related to the College of Illinois contract, I'm going to actually, so we do have guaranteed admission. We have the college partnership. So I'm not 100% sure if that's necessarily what you mean. But we do have transfer automatic admission based off of certain schools that you've been to. So if that's the one that you're referencing, then great. If not, then I have sent my email to you in case you want to follow up with that one. There's so much information for SIU that I'm like, what should we tell them? That's exciting.
Did you answer the lacrosse question?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
And be on the lookout for us. We're going to be on ESPN for our football game pretty soon, so that's exciting. Division I in sports is pretty fun. Any other questions, everybody? And by the way, when you do take a campus visit, you get to talk to one of us about admissions. You get to do a full campus tour, and then you get to talk to the program that you're interested in as well.
And also, if there's some questions that you all have that you may think of later on after this presentation, sometime tomorrow or sometime this weekend, you can definitely go on our website and book a virtual one-on-one with your admission counselor. So the admission counselor that is assigned to you, you can meet with that person one-on-one virtually and ask any questions that you have pertaining to SIU, pertaining to your major, and things like that. So you can definitely take advantage of that as well.
That's a great point. If there's something that's more personal to you, then absolutely, you can just let us know and we'll talk about it one-on-one. Kristen said, where do you go to sign up for a campus visit? So basically, we all use Google, right? So I would type in visit SIUC or visit SIU, and you can go to visit undergraduate admissions. And then on the main page, you'll see campus visits as a big, big title sequence up there. And October, it looks like there's some dates open in October now. It looks like it might have been a couple cancellations. And November, there's plenty of days. So you just click on that day of the calendar, and then you click on the time that you want, and you'll be good to go. Kirsten, it just depends. To find out who your admissions coordinator is, if you ask the question to the main admissions line, they would probably be sent to your coordinator. But it depends on your area, what school you're from. And let's see. I will send you a personal response. So check your messages here.
These are some great questions, you all. Please feel free, ask away if there's anything else that you all would like to know. Don't hesitate to use the chat. We are here to help.
Okay, cool. So you should have a response, Kirsten. And by the way, everybody, I think we already mentioned it off the top, but thank you for coming in, because it's so hard to actually get to talk to students right now because of COVID. So we appreciate every single student that we get a chance to interact with, for sure.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Sean's got a question if you want to.
Are you expecting single rooms? Are you expecting so Sean's question says, are you expecting single rooms for the class of 2022? Great question. So our rooms are set up like a suite. So that just means that you would have your own space. Now, this is depending on how early you complete your housing contract. Okay, so I have to put that out there. But our rooms are set up like a suite. So they're set up for students to have their own room and for you to share the washroom with someone else. So you and one other individual would share the washroom, but the two of you would have your own separate rooms, okay? So depending on how early you complete your housing contract, you can have your own room. If you complete your housing contract a little late, there's a possibility that you may actually share a room with another student. Okay, so I do have to put that disclaimer out there. If you finish your housing contract in a pretty early enough, then you have your own room. So yes, Sean, we are expecting single rooms, which is a suite. But if you complete your housing contract a little late, there's a possibility you may share a room with someone.
Yep. And to her point, Sean, it's basically a math equation at this point because we have the capacity to do this right now. But each year, we're expecting to have more and more students. It's a great time to be at SIU. We had an 80% retention rate this past year. So things are looking really good for SIU in the coming future. So if we get more and more students, it could potentially dwindle down to less and less single rooms. So it becomes even more important for you to contract as early as possible. And those contracts open up each year about December 1st, December 2nd. And Kirsten, you mentioned your school. So the message that I sent you is correct. And that's awesome that you're going to have your associates. That's really cool. Yeah. And I see your last message. So she's definitely the person that you want to talk to. She's actually from Carterville. So I'm from Carbondale. She's from Carterville. We have a lot of locals on staff. And yeah, we're always ready to help you out. So Brittany's a wonderful, wonderful coordinator and awesome person. I love how everybody's ready for 2022. They're like, get me out of 2020. I'm tired of this. So looks like we're getting to the end here. So if anybody has one last question, feel free to send it right now, but it'll need to be quick because we're going to end it in a couple minutes here. You're very welcome, Kirsten. Thank you for coming again.
Well, it looks like there are no more questions.
Time is winding down, unfortunately.
And if you do think of something later on, please feel free to go to the SIU website and email admissions. And we'll be more than happy to assist with any questions that you do have.
All right. Looks like we're going to wrap it up here. And thank you all for coming so much. You guys are what makes this fun. If we just, we looked at a mirror all day long, that would be basically talking to nobody in a Zoom classroom, So we really appreciate you guys being here, and hopefully you got something out of this. If you want to know more, as we mentioned, we have the campus visits, we have online coordinator meetings, we have all kinds of different resources that you guys can use, and message us, email us, call us. We are here to help you, especially when it's hard for us to get to you. We love to hear from you guys, both in phones and emails. So any last thoughts, Rachel?
None. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming.
Wonderful. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Great. Thanks so much, guys. You did an awesome job. Appreciate everyone joining us for this presentation. When you close this window, there will be a quick little 4-question survey, so we appreciate your feedback. And then this is recorded, so you will be able to have access to it on our website at www.iacac.org in about a week. And again, there's a lot of sessions going on, so please check our website for other sessions as well. So again, thank you so much. Hope you guys all have a great day. Bye.